Hey, what's up guys, Flick coming at you with a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video. And I know we did one the other day talking about the effects of the new Harpy Synchro. If you haven't already and you'd like to check that out, you can check the link in the top right hand corner of this video now and it'll take you to that one. But for this video, they actually revealed a bunch of new cards, well, new quote unquote, from the upcoming Charmer structure deck, which I am pretty excited for. So I figured we'd talk about those in this video today. Before we jump into it, if you enjoy the content, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up. If you like all my videos or a bunch of the content I'm doing, consider subscribing. It really does help me get to that 500 subscriber milestone and helps me get my, my videos out and lets a lot more people see them. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into the video. So when they announced these cards and I looked at them, I was pretty surprised and a little bit annoyed. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to have a lot of irritants with these. Now, if you haven't seen my initial thoughts on the Charmer Field Spell or my initial thoughts on the structure deck, I'll chuck another link up in the top right-hand corner so you guys can go check that out. And a bit later, I'll also chuck up a link for a deck profile I've done for Charmers as well before, I think it was just before the Field Spell came out. So if you guys want to go check that out as well, you can. So basically what we're being given here is we're being told that we're getting 4 reprints of the Familiar Possessed Charmers, and we're going to go through all of those, as they all have brand new artwork. And this is all really cool, but what's interesting about them is their set symbol. So we're going to start things off by taking a look. So there's Ursa. And I'm actually going to show you guys the original artwork of Ursa as well, so you guys can get a comparison. Now, I really like that they're doing new versions of this artwork because it's a really smart way to kind of reprint a card. Because as much as I did want them to do brand new forms of the Charmers, and I know I've talked a great deal about this, how you just use the same characters, you give them new artwork, you give them abilities that make them more generic for the Charmer archetype. Sadly, it doesn't seem like we're going to do that. So at this point, they've confirmed that they are reprinting the 4 original Charmers, and now we're getting the 4 Familiar Possessed Charmers. Now, what's interesting about the set symbol here is it says JPP01. Now, obviously, that's not the main symbol, the main idea of the structure deck, because the field spell just says JP021. Now, this could have been a prototype for the field spell, but that basically they also suggested somewhere that they're going to be part of like the special premium pack that comes with it, that the original Charmers and Awakening of the Possessed are coming in. So I'm actually getting a little bit confused. How much of the structure deck is the premium pack and how much of it isn't? Does that also mean that we're potentially only going to get 1 Charmer per structure deck? And that does beg into a question about something we're also going to talk about in a minute. But what I really do like about the new artworks for the Familiar Possessed Charmers is it does show them actually interacting with their familiar in a really cool, creative way for an attack. Now, they all have the same effect. There's nothing really new here to talk about. Again, we just use them as vanillas. I guess there'll be some support. I'd like to think there would be some new support about turning your little Charmers into the big Charmers, but most decks don't run the little Charmers anymore. You just run the big ones. And then, of course, this being my favorite, the Win obviously being my favorite. So these all look great. I'm going to assume that they're from the original artist who did the Charmer stuff. I'm hoping that she got to do everything, because there is definitely, of course, it does look very similar, same art style, which is great. That begs the question, is this just going to be a structure deck full of reprints? And is it just going to be a bunch of new cards, new artwork on cards that just don't really need to exist? And this is going to go a step further, as we also do get a set of, well, I want to hope it's a set of 5 tokens with all new artwork featuring the Charmers doing, as I read on, I think it was WAG Organization, their quote was like, cute girls doing cute things, because that's what this archetype is, right? So first off, the first 2 we have, of course, you guys may remember, this is actually the artwork that's being featured in the sleeves that I talked about in the original kind of reveals I talked about for this. So yeah, so the 2 tokens, they are confirmed tokens, as they do say JPT. I was hoping that these would have been placeholder cards for actual effects. And I think the article also said that these are confirmed not being used as actual cards in the structure deck. This artwork, which I'm absolutely livid. This artwork is absolutely gorgeous. And I feel it's completely wasted on tokens. It's another great one. These would make like amazing artwork for spells and traps. I mean, it's featuring like at least two or three, like two or more of the charmers and their pets in a single card artwork. How could you not have better artwork for spell and trap support? Unless, you know, and then we have, this one's probably my favorite, as it's Wynn being really cute. And I do kind of like Area as well. And then this one is also really nice. It's them and all their pets. Like, this could be an effect that searches out their familiars. And it's like the baby versions of their familiars too. Like, what's going on? You know, where's the spell trap support? And at that state, is the only new card we're getting the field spell that is not relevant at all? Now, obviously, I need to be perfectly honest here. Yes, we are talking about an archetype from 2007 that was never meant to be an archetype. I don't want this structure deck to be meta. I don't want this structure deck to be the best spellcaster deck ever created or the best nostalgia deck ever created. I just want a playable deck, and I think a lot of people are going to get confused when I talk about these cards and saying how disappointed I am. I'm disappointed because we're not getting new cards. We're getting tokens and reprints. I mean, yes, Awakening of the Possessed is a fantastic card, and it still is the best card in the entire archetype. The field spell is good, but when Secret Village exists, there's no point to run the Charmer field spell when you can just run Secret Village. And of course, if that's the case, and it's just going to be reprints, so far we've only seen one actual card from, I assume, is going to be the 40 card actual structure deck. What else are they going to fill it with, you know? I mean, I'm 99% sure Unpossessed is going to be one of the cards. That's fine, because it's old. But what else are they going to put in there, you know? Are they going to reprint all 6 Spiritual Art traps? They don't need to. Are they going to reprint all the Cataclysmic forms of the Charmers? I mean, yes, possibly. That's very likely, but again, they don't need to. Are they going to reprint the upgraded forms of the pets? This is likely, and I would be perfectly fine if we got one of each of these in the structure deck, because these aren't too difficult to find, but they're not exactly easy at the same time, so I would be okay with that. Are they going to reprint the baby forms of the pets? I mean, there is absolutely no point in reprinting the baby pets at all. Half of them are vanillas, and only 2 of them are, I think, 4 of them are vanillas, and 2 of them are effect monsters, and they don't support the archetype in any way. Are they going to reprint the links? Again, they don't need to. They were, as far as I'm aware in Japan, they were, I think they're rares. I know they were rares and supers for us. I think they're rares or supers. I know they're secrets in Japan. But yeah, they're rares or supers for Japan. Everyone probably has them. What is going to be in the rest of the structure deck? I sincerely hope that we do get to see this artwork on cards, because this is beautiful. Like, this is exactly what I would want when I'm thinking of, oh, how could you make really nice Charmer artwork? And I know there are going to be people out there who are going to take this artwork and make epic custom cards, because I'm almost tempted to do that myself, because at this stage, it looks like this deck is just going to be a deck of reprints. And I know a lot of people out there are going to be very annoyed with me that I'm complaining about my nostalgia magical girl archetype that's not meant to be an archetype getting support. But really, we're not getting support. We're getting, so far we've got one card, and I know this video is going to age really badly when we do get a bunch of new support, and this artwork does show up on cards, but at this stage I can only comment on what we have. I love the new artwork for the Familiar Possessed Charmers, but I mean, you know, you could have made new versions of the Charmers with this artwork, and I guess they're probably scared of 1850 attack point monsters having, like, synergy effects, but at the end of the day, it's Charmers. Like, what could they possibly do to make Charmers broken in any way? You know, they limit everything to 1850 attack point monsters, or spellcasters with 1500, level 4 spellcasters, or 3 with 1500 defense, or, you know, that would already brick the links. You know, the links work because they have 1850. You know, I just want playable cards that make this deck somewhat playable. And I know it's difficult, considering how the archetype is structured, but the archetype mirrors itself. Every card in this archetype, monster-wise, like every single Charmer monster is the exact same. There is no difference in the archetype. Wouldn't that mean making cards for this so much easier? Like, you could have cards that say, for each different attribute you have out on the field, like, you know, Awakening of the Possessed. But no, at this stage, again, I can only comment on what we have. What do you guys think is going to happen? Do you love the new token artwork? Do you like the new Charmer artwork? How do you think it's going to happen for us in the TCG? You know, these are listed as JPPT, which makes me think they're going to be in the premium pack with the regular Charmers, but these are listed as 1 to 4. Now, if these were included in the 40 cards, that would be perfectly fine. You'd get maybe 1 copy of each of the new art and 1 copy of the regular art, and I plan is hopefully if I can get all of them, I'm going to run 1 of the original art and 1 of the new art in my deck. But anyway, that is just my thoughts on it. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think they're going to find a way to, like, you know, short print the tokens in some way? I think someone was telling me that they read somewhere, I don't know where, they didn't tell me where, that apparently you're only going to get 1 per structure deck, which I guess kind of makes sense. It makes us go out and buy more. But that's pretty annoying, especially as these tokens don't really do anything. But that also begs the question, will these be featured on artwork? Because this artwork is absolutely gorgeous. Like, yeah, sure, you know, this is featured on sleeves, that's fine. But these 3, come on, how do these not look like they could be used in spell cards? The artwork, one thing, you know, I will say the artwork is phenomenal. I love, you know, it's all kept the same theme. They're all like out doing cute little things and I really like it. But come on, tokens. Anyway, guys, that is it for my initial thoughts on this new quote-unquote support. What do you guys think about it? Let me know below. If you like the Charmers, there's a ton of Charmer videos up here. I did do a deck profile. Still don't need to do an updated one at this point because there's nothing really worth adding, unfortunately, except Area. But, you know, once I get a copy of Area. But at the end of the day, you know, what do you think? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you for my next video.